show us the edge. Yes. The chip on the shoulders, the fight and the passion that comes from within. Whoa. Trying to win on every level. Yeah. Expectations high. Gotta show them you can fly. Play harder, better, smarter. Baby, put the league on notice. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah, yeah. Whoa, and see the walk of shame enough. Wanna see the walk of winning time to come up and bring out the outlook. Don't every play, every possession. How bad you want it, love you want it all. This ain't a blood of love, built for something greater. Attacking all obstacles, coming for the ring, my precious. You got the juice, the will, the heart, the fire. Show 'em the proof, show 'em that it shall be done. Show me the edge, yeah, yeah, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Stops. We had to string it together. A couple stops in a row to really get going. We missed some easy shots early in the game. They came out, firing away, making everything. And then once we dug down, got a few stops, we were able to get out and run, and it was a firestorm from there.
You end with a season high in points. Brandon and Trey just absolutely on fire. What did you like best about both of their performances?
BI was incredible. He dominated the game. He made bucket after bucket when we needed it. He was good defensively, and it was a great performance by him. I think CJ's bucket early in the first quarter, it was a three that he hit off of out of bounds play. It kind of got us going, and kind of welcome back for Trey Murphy. This is a big game, kind of breakout game for him this season.
Yeah, I was going to say everything for Trey. It seemed like it was 28, 29, 30 feet. I mean, what did you just think about, like, the range from him tonight?
Yeah, once he sees one goes in, like, his range is unlimited. And it was on full display tonight. And it was great to see our team and what we're capable of doing when we get all of our guys on the floor and we get healthy. Obviously missing Z tonight, but you got shooting. You got guys that can attack the basket. I thought Najee was huge for us. 6 assists in the first half, rebounding the ball, getting steals, pushing the pace, just making simple play after simple play.
I know early in Trey's career, you're always saying, shoot the ball more. Do you have to tell him anymore?
No, I don't. I have to tell him to move in just a little bit until he makes one. But then when he makes one, he can shoot it from anywhere.
What really stood out to you about the way BI was able to go about getting his 40 tonight?
His focus, I think. I could see that from the start of the game. Even though we were missing shots, Brandon was focused. We've been talking a lot about how we can continue to put him in different spots on the floor and how he can attack. But everything starts with our ability to play defense. We let off the gas a little bit down the stretch last 3 minutes, but once we locked in defensively, now we're putting the ball in Brandon's hands in different actions, and he had it going tonight.
And we talked before about you just leaning into those small ball lineups this year. Even with Z out tonight, you guys played a lot of small ball. Just how much of an adjustment has that been for you as a coach, knowing how much you kind of emphasize defense and protecting the paint, but knowing just how good you guys can be when you are playing small?
For sure. I think our small lineup, what it allows us to do is continue to switch a ton of screens on the perimeter. We're blessed and fortunate with great size, with big wings that all are physical, can rebound. And so it can stagnate teams. And when we're doing it well defensively, it allows us to get stops. And now the floor is spread out. So we got guys that can drive and kick. We got shooting, we got spacing. And I think that kind of opened up the floor for Brandon as well. Excuse me.
Coach,
You have Brandon Ingram, who's a certified bucket getter. You were teammates with Allen Iverson in Philly. No comparison because they play two different positions. But what characteristics do they both share that make them quality scorers? Like, what rhythms do they get into that are similar that you can recount on both sides as a coach and then as a teammate?
For sure. There are some similarities there with AI and BI. Number one, they have a knack for scoring in all different kind of ways. They can shoot the ball. They can attack the basket. They can score in the mid-range. They can get to the free throw line. And BI, it's funny you say that. Allen is one of his favorite players growing up. So you can see some similarities there. Obviously, AI is a Hall of Famer, but Brandon he's an incredible scorer. He can give you buckets, like you said, in a ton of different ways. It was really fun to watch tonight. Just beautiful basketball by our team.
Do they both perform better angry or quiet?
I think they both perform better angry.
When you look at some of the struggles that they've had, and this team here has had, how does that impact sort of not only how you grade tonight's performance, but exactly like what are the things that you look at that say this is what we're needing to do?
Well, the Wizards, they're a talented team. They have talent across the board, but we also know that they're coming off a very tough loss, similar to the one that we had in LA, and we knew that they were going to come out with a sense of urgency on their home floor, and that probably led to them getting off to a great start. But for us, it's really about, no matter who we play, having an understanding that it is tough to win basketball games in the NBA, and this is a business trip. We wanted to start the game right. We didn't, but we got it going. And then it's about finishing play after play. And I thought tonight we did a great job sharing the basketball, taking quality shots, having a low turnover game, which was important for us. And then we were sound defensively.
Coach, pregame, you talked about needing Jonas in the paint with the absence of Z, even though that small ball lineup worked out so well. Jonas, the season high in rebounds. What did his contribution mean tonight?
JV's been huge. He's been incredible all season long. Tonight was no different. He came into the game and dominated the boards, which once again, he's kicking out to our wings guards and we're attacking. He was good defensively for us, and then we tried to throw the ball down to him a bit in the post. So we know what we're going to get from JV pretty much night in and night out, and tonight he had a huge night rebounding the ball and another double-double.
And last year, the majority of the games when Z was out, you started Trey in that spot, and tonight it was Dyson. Was that a situation where you just want to keep Trey with that bench unit and just allow him to get a rhythm with that group, or I guess what kind of went into that decision?
It was more about
that's a good
looking
question.
At the numbers when Dyson has started. He's been really good with that group, and I thought he was solid again tonight, him and her, but we didn't get off to a great start with that group. And then once we put Trey, Najee, Jose in the game turned for us. And, we'll continue to look at it. Obviously, we want to be healthy and whole, but we know Trey is more than capable of being a starter on this team. Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report. Much love to the flock. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all for being in the stream. This one's called The Pelicans Make the Wizards Disappear, baby. 142-122. And listen, this was definitely a Harry Houdini type of act. Washington had a little gumption early on in the first quarter. Pelicans then kind of closed it out. And then the rest of the game, they ran on this team, man, putting up all kind of big numbers all over the listless Washington Wizards. I'm about to call them the Bullets because they got messed the hell up in this one. But anyway, shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the live. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We up in this thing, man. Shout out to the fam, man. Big Q, DC, Lexxah will be chiming in a little bit. Hey, man, DC, tonight, the Pelicans, man, we knew this team had some offensive game, not much on the defensive side, but the Pelicans did whatever they were supposed to do to just mush this team out, man. They beat them by 20 points. I mean, they were just, Ingram, B.I.s, Bell, CJ, Najee, they all stepped up in the big way to get the dub, bro. So early impressions of the win.
Good team win. Good team win. Game started real flat, man. It's real boring. The beginning of the game, the lineup going with Dyson Herb didn't get it done tonight. Defense was missing, man. That was a weird thing about this game. You see BI had the number, CJ cutting up, then Trey, started getting it going, and I'm looking at the scoreboard. I'm like, how the hell are we only up by 8? All these dudes shooting about 50, 60%, but we ain't play no defense, man. But somewhere in that third quarter, they started to clamp down and finally pull away, along with Trey hitting probably 3 or 4 3-pointers from the parking lot back to back. And it just shows you a little glimpse into what this offense can be. No matter the defense they're playing against. Zion showed you that against the best defense in the league 2 nights ago. So they dropped 142 tonight, man. It honestly, they did that thing, but it could have been a lot worse. That's the weird thing about this game. It's a real weird game. We were up pretty much the majority of the game after overcoming that deficit in the first quarter, but it just didn't quite feel like it didn't feel like the score was what I was looking at. Like, you looking at them and you would think they were up by more, but it was only like 10. But for the majority of the game. But nonetheless, tomato, just being petty, picking at that. Great team win. They went in, did what they were supposed to do. I think the mentality of taking this team a little easy in the beginning of that first quarter kind of got to them, but they were able to overcome it on some sniper shooting from Trey Murphy, man. Hell of a game from BI, giving him a 40 burger, and CJ stepped in and did his part too. And can't forget JV, man, also had a pretty solid game as well.
Yeah, listen, you're absolutely right. They did start off kind of flat, but then they picked it up, man. And then they just put the gas on the Washington Wizards. Now, at some point, the Wizards kind of made a little run with it. They had a couple of shots fall, but then the Pelicans just pushed them on out, despite the fact that we know that Zion dealing with that ankle issue he sustained from last game. Willie, of course, said that he's fine, and they'll be dealing with him from day to day. But they damn sure didn't need no Zion Williamson to take care of the lights of the Washington Wizards as we get ready for Friday's matchup.
So does day to day mean week to week, or does it really mean day to day?
See, this the thing, bro. That's hard. It's hard to break.
Everything with Zion is exaggerated. What we say? Zion was questionable. Remember we was talking on the phone? We said Zion is questionable. Any other player on this team, if they're questionable, they play. You say Zion questionable? He out.
Right.
So enough.
An overcautious approach by the tentacled one always kind of stepping in and make sure.
He'll be back Saturday, man. He's probably not gonna play Friday because we have
he'll be back Saturday.
You have a back-to-back, I believe, so they probably hold him out Friday and play him Saturday. That's what I think.
Well, I don't. Do we have a back-to-back? I thought that game was Sunday, wasn't it? Okay.
Isn't it Friday and Saturday? Let's check.
Hold on. Give me a second, DC. I'll pull it up here. By the way, Draymond Green was suspended indefinitely.
That dude an idiot. He ain't even been back that long since he messed up last time.
He
choked somebody and then he just hit somebody in the head.
Nurkic. Pop Nurkic upside his damn head, man, and it was a horrible
evaluation, bro.
Yeah, it was a horrible acting job. He spunt around and just popped the hell out of Nurkic. Nurkic made a joke about it, say he just glad he didn't choke him. So I mean, that oh wow, yes. So anyway,
what did he hit him for though? That's the thing. I'm like, okay,
he was holding him.
Sometimes somebody might need to get popped, but what did he hit him for though?
Bro, he was holding him. He had his right arm wrapped around the side of him as he was trying to kind of position him, and then he just kind of spent around and popped the hell out of him, bro. So it's just dumb Draymond. This is what he do. But yeah, this is the next 3 games. We got Charlotte on Friday. Sunday is the San Antonio game at 2:30 p.m. So like I said, we should be on a 4-game winning streak, man. We already got 2 in a row right now. Minnesota, then Washington. Charlotte's on Friday. Sunday is San Antonio. 4-game winning streak before we tackle Memphis on December the 19th, man. But first things first, DC. tonight, brother. This was a good one, man. Let's bring Lex on in this thing. Tonight was a good one, man. For this one, bro, where can we start? The Pelicans hit 16 3-pointers. They were 16 of 34 for 47% for tonight. Trey Murphy, just my goodness, man. Logo Trey, huh? 50 of 96 from the field for 52.1%. The Wizards shot 42 of 82 for 51.2. They were 19 of 44 from downtown for 43. The Pelicans hit 26 of 30 foul shots for almost 87% tonight. Big ups to the Pels. 19 to 24 by the Wizards for 79.2%. The rebounds were ridiculous. Pelicans had 46 rebounds versus the Wiz 33. 30 assists. Pelicans were circulating the ball. They had 11 steals versus 7. The blocks wasn't the same, 6-3 advantage Wizards, but that's pretty much, Wizards, that's the only one of the rare stats they can actually claim successful. Pelicans held the turnovers down, and this one only 10 turnovers versus 15 by the adversaries. 16 to 13 fast break points in the paint, 54 to 38. The lead was as much as 28 by the Pelicans in this matchup. So, man, listen, man, this was all phenomenal, man. We did a wonderful job. Started a little slow, but pressed on the gas, got a bad team out of the way. Lex, welcome on in, sweetheart. What do you think about the win tonight by the Pelicans with the Wiz?
Hey, what's up, DC Big Q? Everybody in the chat. Yeah, it was a blowout. It was a game the Pels were supposed to win. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all heard the record between Detroit, the Wizards, and the Spurs right now. You know what I'm saying? 1-48. Of course, it's changed on tonight, but I mean, this is a team that we're supposed to beat. I mean, this team is struggling. There's a lot of things wrong with this team right now. So everybody was able to shine in this game. B.I. got off. Seemed like he was hitting everything. Trey was doing well. I mean, everybody, JV got another double-double. Bench played well. J-Hop got some minutes, obviously. Just everybody, everybody did well. We showed, that, obviously we're a more superior team than this team right here. So it's definitely a win that we were supposed to get. But obviously, we have to go out there and do it. Energy, obviously, they didn't start off the game with that energy, which, we got to change that. And I don't like to, always be critical about something. But again, like that's one thing that has hurt us against better teams. So even with these teams that we are supposed to beat, we still want to come out with that energy, because again, it's not just about, the teams that, that we're supposed to beat, but it's about building something way bigger, strengthen our winning mentality, and being able to stand against, when we're battle tested. We can't just take teams like this for granted, like Jose was saying. So I think that's the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway. Like, just make sure that we're starting off strong against teams like this. Not just teams like this, but obviously the better teams, but it includes these teams like this as well. We always want to come out with that energy and impose our will. So
yeah, you're right. Like you said, the energy was down, but they, ultimately they did make the adjustment, and for whatever reason it was like that. But then next thing you know, you seen guys starting to galvanize. Bi took over, did his thing, and in the matchup tonight, Bi finished with 40 points tonight on 31 minutes of action. He was 14 to 23, was in his bag. Now, he wasn't that terrific from downtown. He was 1 of 4 there, but he hit 11 of 12 from the foul line. He was special. Plus 12 tonight for Brandon Ingram, and he just led the way in this effort. 22 from CJ McCollum in the starting role in 32 minutes of game. CJ had it cooking. He had 4 of 6 from downtown, 8 for 4 from the field. 22.6 assists, 3 rebounds for him, a plus 13 on the plus minus. 16 from Val with 18 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and a steal for Big V. He finished with plus 13 there. 33 minutes, 6 of 9. He was getting it everything. I wanted to see him try to see if he can get a 20-20 game. It ain't work out, but Big Val did what he was supposed to do today. He was awesome in the matchup. Off the bench, we had guys stepping up doing their business. Trey Murphy, 33 minutes of action today, tied with Val for the most minutes played tonight by the Pelicans. He finished 7 of 10 from the field. He was 6 of 7 from the 3-point line. He was 7 of 8 from the foul line. He was plus 43 tonight with 27 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals for Trey Murphy. Najee Marshall in 28 minutes finished with 16.7 assists, 4 boards, and 2 steals, plus 37 for them guys, plus 15 from Jose in 18 minutes. He finished with 7 points, 2 steals, a couple of rebounds. He was doing his thing out there as well. We did see Jayhawk get out there for 19 minutes of action, only 2 points, but he was plus 15 with a couple of rebounds as well. So outside of that, DC, talk to me, bro, about overall what you've seen from him in terms of the individuals.
First off, man, I shout out to Trey Murphy and Bi. Definitely can't leave him out. You know, I gotta talk about him, but that's a known. But Trey Murphy, man, he just put an anvil on a sinking ship, man. Put the anchor on a sinking ship, and just brought it all the way down, man. Andrew Lopez just tweeted a little while ago that he was 6 for 7 on the night, man. Trey hit 6 3-pointers from damn near all of them from 30 feet, man. There's only been 5 other players to do that since 1996. Steph Curry, James Harden, Dame Lillard, and D'Angelo Russell. I wasn't expecting that one. But D'Angelo Russell and now Trey Murphy, man. Historic night for him, bro. He went out, handled business, showed why people are constantly always talking about Trey should start over Herb Jones. You know, we always hear that talk. And this is one of those performances that is like, man, we gotta pay this dude. And it ain't gonna be cheap. You know, Trey, I think, is that guy, man. If he can give us just half of this consistently, this is what you're looking for in that other scorer, shooter off the bench. And it'd be really hard to beat, especially if he's playing like this, man. You had the combination of Bi, Zion, CJ, and Big V with that, you know, because he's probably going to more than likely be in that closing lineup some type of way. And just huge game, man. You look at the plus or minus from Trey, plus 43. That's crazy. 7 for 10 on the night. 6 rebounds. Gave you 4 assists, too, because you know they was trying to D him up. He ain't stopped there. Gave you 2 steals and a block. Awesome player, Trey Murphy, man. Excited about his future and to continue to see him grow and blossom into an even better player that we know will be. You know, we keep Trey and with our core, man. This is what makes us championship contender. This guy, along with, you know, a lot of our other role players, but is there any other NBA team who has a Trey Murphy coming off the bench? Nothing close to him. But moving on, other than him, I talk about Bi, man. Shout outs to everybody else though. Shout out to CJ, JV, Najee playing in his hometown, man. He did really well. Plus 37 for him. You know, second highest plus or minus on the team. Definitely helped us turn around at 18-4. Bringing the energy, man, as well as dropping some dimes, 7 assists. So the damn sure got to give a shout out to Najee too. But Bi, man, Bi was just outstanding, dude. And I saw it last game with Zion. I think he only had like 20 points, 21 points. But what stuck out to me was him getting to the free throw line 9 times. It ain't that he ain't get there before. It's just a different level of aggression with him. Attacking the paint, man, and it's a beautiful thing to see. It's like he's starting to get more comfortable there. You see him kind of silky smooth, slithering his way through there. You like how I put your word in that slither? And getting a couple of them reverse layups, man.
My God.
Used it correctly.
Yeah, I know you like that. But Bi attacking the paint at will, man, and then on top of that, getting to his spots, and that gives you 40. And all this without the 3-point shot dropping, man. This is he's probably he's definitely one of the best scorers in the league, man. There ain't a lot of guys that can give you 40 with just twos and make it look easy and effortless as he did tonight, man. Then the other thing would be he played 31 minutes, and the last few minutes he came in the fourth quarter, I guess, it's just basically so he can get 40 because he was pretty much done. Once Trey dropped all those threes, we didn't even need to put Bi back out there, but I guess we wanted him to go ahead and get his 40, and he deserved that. So if that's what he want to do, come on back out there. But he did pretty much all this damage in 3 quarters, man. A little selfish tonight, only 3 assists. He wasn't attacking the boards, putting it all into the offense, only 2 rebounds. Got 1 block, and then the other major stat for me, because I constantly mention it would be, man, it's like, man, he got to cut those turnovers down. Well, he was shaking and baking tonight, man. Them handles look pretty damn good tonight, man. Only 1 turnover. 1 turnover tonight. So he took that personal, all them the BS travels they gave him, the 4 turnovers the last game, and really went out with that mindset to attack. And I think he was eyeballing that schedule Q that you talked about and us getting on a winning streak. Bi definitely was playing like it tonight, like as if they want to get this team on the right track and start stacking some wins, man. Let us see it.
Zion out of the way with the ankle issue. Is Bi time to cook? He stepped up to the role, gave him 40. DC second quarter, 47 points in the second quarter for the Pelicans in this matchup. So a lot to be happy about in terms of them moving forward. 2-game winning streak we currently on, family. We got 2 more games before we see Memphis. I think Tuesday of next week. We got the Hornets Friday and the Spurs on Sunday at 2, somewhere around 2 o'clock, around that tip off time. Totally winnable games for the Pelicans. Stay serious, handle our business, and we should be able to get that. Next time we see them Grizzlies, it should be like 16 wins for the Pelicans, man. So, man, that's pretty good. Lex, you want to add something before we jump to the Charlotte?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's move and jump right to the next matchup against the Hornets coming up here. Of course, we know Hornets on a 2-game losing streak. The last 2 games they lost to was to the Heat. So they're 7-14, 4-8 right there. Ball is obviously, I don't think he's back in this game. Matter of fact, is Lonzo not Lonzo, is
he's out right now with that ankle that was bothering him on last season. He messed it up pretty good.
I thought it was his knees, huh?
No, it was his ankle.
Yeah,
but he's out indefinitely though. It's pretty bad.
They were saying the man couldn't walk upstairs and all type of crazy stuff.
What's up with these ball boys with these injuries, dude? Good Lord, man. What's going on?
Well, he's wearing them Pumas, and his other brother was wearing them Triple Bs.
Yeah,
so,
but his father said that
I think his daddy had him working out on too much concrete, bro. Them ball boys had a lot of miles on them before they made it to the league, apparently.
The only one healthy is the one that can't play. So I mean, that's just what it is.
Damn.
He no ball. He can't play. So I mean, it is what it is, man. With that,
well, he can. I mean, he probably better than the average guy. But the thing is, as far as just in the NBA, his speed. There's guys that have his skill set and they're faster. His speed kind of hurts him.
Where is he at in China?
I think last time I heard he was in the G League.
Okay.
I heard he got married too. So.
Okay, cool. All right. Sorry, man. I was like, what's up with the man?
So the biggest news for him is he got married and went to the G League.
That's the thing, brother.
He might be
never stole them sunglasses, man. He shouldn't have never stole them sunglasses.
It all went downhill once he stole the sunglasses.
Yeah.
That's what it happened.
Yeah, it really is. That really hurt him.
Yeah, that's sad though too.
That's an international. That's an international like crime right there. Don't nobody want to deal with that.
It's it's such a small thing to destroy your whole career. Should he have done it? Hell no. Like, is it wrong? Yes. But like, you stole a pair of sunglasses and that's what stopped you from getting millions of dollars in the NBA. That's crazy.
He's still in the G League, DC, so it's still a chance for
It's
him to get
over.
back to the
It's
NBA.
over, Q. His daddy over there
I
bad
mean,
mouthing the
but
Detroit Pistons of all teams.
but you
He
gotta
bad mouthed the Lakers, bad mouthed the Pelicans. I don't think he said nothing bad about Charlotte yet.
I'm just
And
glad we got
not a
Dyson
Detroit,
Daniels.
not a Detroit Pistons. They're a horrible franchise. Man, nobody don't want to deal with that headache on top of, him not being his brothers. He's obviously not that level, but he does seem to have a pretty solid jumper, and guess maybe he could play D. I don't know.
Yeah, this is the thing, man. We got Dyson Daniels, so I mean, there you go, man. That's all I can say. And Dyson is playing, and his defense is off the chain, and his offense is getting a little bit better. So
I don't know how you transition there from
I
being.
just I just I, I just want to
Go
just throw that in there. I'm just saying, bro. I just threw that in there because
Dice
you
played
know
bad tonight, and I'm
you
a
know,
Dice guy.
you know. Hey, I'm just like I just said. I'm glad that we got Dyson Daniels. That's all I got to say about it, man. All right. So anyway, here's the statistics on the screen right here, family. The season stats right now between our Pelicans and the Hornets, as you can see, stats and rankings right there, DC and Lex, and not too many. Well, you see, from as far as Charlotte's top 12 field goal percentage shooting at 47.5. They got in terms of 3-point shooting percentage, they're a top 10 team with just over 37% shooting there.
Free throw line too.
So they're doing okay in terms of that, but this team is not it's a dysfunctional team as well. They have some dangerous elements to it, but once again, this is a game that the Pelicans should be able to kind of knock this team down and keep it pushing. Even the matchup indicator agrees with me on that, giving the Pelicans over 65% to beat the Hornets in Spectrum Center. So we'll see this team on Friday. Our team 14-11. Theirs is 7-14 going opposite way. They're not very good at home. 4-8. They're dealing with some issues. How do we get the victory, Lex? Let's start with you.
Well, definitely the same thing as far as with this game against the Wizards. Got to come out with energy. Need to start off playing from the jump. We don't want to take this team for granted. They are at home, and yeah, they're going through ups and downs. They're without their star point guard, but they still have Terry Rozier, and Terry, he's got a lot of dog up in him. He has a lot of fight, so it's not going to be easy. I think this team has been a nice challenge for the Pelicans in the past. But I think this is the first game playing this team, right?
That's right.
This year. So, I mean, we definitely need to come out, play with a lot of energy, and play with a lot of pace, and really put them on their heels. This is a team that we should be able to dominate, but it all depends on if we're coming out with the right energy, the right mindset, and ready to win, because this isn't the only game that's going to be like this. I mean, this is going to be all December. This month is the easiest schedule for the Pels. So, I mean, just like the Wizards, I mean, it's a game that they should win. They just got to come out right.
I don't know if Zion is going to be in this game, DC. You was joking about.
Well, he may play if we play Sunday, because if it was a back-to-back, it wasn't going to happen.
No, I mean, we'll see, but that it's the extra cautious approach. I know we got our physical therapist, but I don't know if she still has to wrestle with doctor.
Does she travel with the team?
She does. I won't say
We might have to campaign for that. If the physical therapist isn't traveling with the team, that might be part of our road woes. I wonder if she was at the game tonight. Maybe that's why we won.
Well, I the way I see it, man, is that like we just talked about. Lexxah mentioned this is a pretty I guess it's easier stretch for Pelicans with games they should win. The team, I mean, Zion's not there, but the way BI's playing, Trey Murphy, all of our guys are there. So I mean, even shout out to Matt Ryan, man. He had some successful surgery right there. So I mean, hopefully we'll get him back down the line. So I mean, in the end, the Pelicans have more than enough to deal with a Charlotte team. No disrespect to Charlotte. We know I got their season statistics up there with Terry Rozier right now. 23.6 points, Bridges with 20 points a game. There's Hayward there, still playing with 15, still sucking up NBA checks. Gordon Hayward, my goodness, 15 points a game. Brandon Miller, 14.6. PJ Miller, PJ Washington, he's showing that he's doubtful. I said PJ Williams. PJ Washington, I don't know if he'll play in this game. They got his injury marker as double D, doubtful. I don't know if he'll be playing in the matchup. We'll just have to monitor that. So in the end, my goodness, whatever happened to Book Night, man? Goodness. But anyway, outside of it, I just think that
we dodged the bullet on that one, huh?
Dude, either that or he's not in the right system, man, doing what he do. But they made some good bets. I do like Mark Williams. I think he's a pretty decent big. Yeah. But outside of all that, man, this is another winnable game for our Pelicans, man. We have to take care of business and beat this team just like we took care of business tonight against a really Washington team that just don't have very much outside of a couple of players, man. So this is another win for us, man. And then we keep it pushing, man. That's how I see it, man. Y'all, Lex, DC, what else you guys got to add on top of that, man?
I don't know why they being so vague about LaMelo Ball and his road to recovery from this ankle sprain. It's kind of weird. But they don't even list him as if he's not playing. Is he playing? Or he ain't played since I think 26 though. So
he's hurt right now.
Yeah,
he's out. I think he was in like a boot or something. Like he's not
in a boot.
Yeah, like his ankle's pretty jacked up. Like
Man,
he needed help. He needed help getting off the court. And I think that might have been against Miami or the Knicks or one of them. But yeah, it was pretty bad, man. He was rolling over. I mean, he was going through.
Didn't he have a wrist issue or something before that?
I think he came in pretty healthy. Like he was good to go.
Well, this is another team, I guess, similar to the Wizards. Honestly, they're very similar to the Wizards, but they're way more talented, man. This team that's not really playing well right now, dealing with a lot of issues, injury issues. LaMelo Ball is the engine that makes them go. That rookie Brandon Miller, we have a lot of high hopes for him. He hasn't quite taken off yet, but I mean, he is averaging like 14 points. You got Mikal Bridges trying to get back in the groove after being out all of that time last year. And they're just a team kind of, what are they? They don't really have an identity. You don't really know what they are without LaMelo Ball. I don't think they have a philosophy to really win games without him. And as long as he's not there, playing a team like the Pelicans, man, this is a team we definitely should beat. But you still have to cross that mental hurdle. Are they looking at it like, look how we played tonight? And Herb Jones said something interesting before the game. They asked him about the road woes, and he said, "Oh, everybody struggles on the road. I don't think it's a big deal."
What?
Technically, he's right, but I don't want to hear no player say that. You should think it's a big deal, and you should always be striving for perfection. Will you reach it? No, but maybe you can have a perfect night here or there by striving for perfection. So, is this one of those things where I think that type of mentality gives us those games where the Pels maybe feel like they're better than what they actually are because they can be a great team, but we're not a great team yet. We're a good team. But to be a great team, we have to constantly treat every night the same and have a same level of consistency. So they should definitely go in and take this game, but we cannot do what we did against the Washington Wizards and think we can get down 18-4 on the Hornets, man. They have enough talent to be able to get hot. As you guys pointed out with Scary Terry, we all know He can heat up, and when he gets it going, that's a guy who can get you 35, 40. No, he don't do that every night. They don't really ask him to do that as much now as in the past, but with LaMelo Ball going down, they might need one of those type of performances out of him. He's very capable. So I think we definitely win this game, man. I don't know if we win it in the fashion we do tonight, but somehow, some way, I think the Pels find a way to win this game against Charlotte. And basically, all they need to do is continue to play their brand of basketball. There's nothing in Charlotte that will impede what we do. Get out and run, turn defense to offense. We got lucky tonight, had some shots dropping from three-point line. Didn't like what I saw defensively for a lot of this game. So we need to get back on that. Keep the ball moving, find the hot hand, as we've been doing, and it'll turn into a win. It's very simple. But they have to have that mentality, as this team can be just as good as any other team you will want to show up for, and not show up in the arena and think they automatically have a victory.
All right, fam. Hold on. Let's move. Trey Murphy. Let's hear what Trey Murphy had to say tonight, fam. Let's jump to him and hear his thoughts right. It's Trey Murphy.
A bucket out in front of his family. BI played great, was very aggressive, and it was great to finally get back in rhythm and hit a few threes.
What is it about hitting 1-3 that gets you into rhythm? Coach said he wants you to get a little closer until you hit that first one, and once the first one goes in, you can shoot from anywhere.
I mean, that's where I practice from. So, this practice makes perfect. That's all.
Is there anything in you that changes? You exhale, you relax when you see that first one go through the net?
No, not really. No.
Does Willie have to tell you to shoot more anymore? Are those days over?
Not necessarily. There's a few times where he might say I should shoot it. He might say I need to get a little closer, but in the game, I just see the rim and just shoot the ball from where I am.
You guys putting up 142 at a night where you didn't have Zion. What does that say about just the depth and the talent on this team?
We got a lot of guys on the team that can put the ball in the basket and contribute to winning basketball. And I mean, it's a byproduct of that. We just got a lot of guys.
And y'all been playing a lot of small ball, especially since you came back. What have you kind of seen with those lineups that have allowed y'all to have so much success?
Our biggest thing is rebounding in those small ball lineups. When we go small, in the past, we have had trouble rebounding, but this year we've been a good collective in gang rebounding, as they would call it. And it's definitely helped us a lot playing those small ball lineups, because that's the only problem that we had playing that lineup was that we weren't able to rebound. And so now that we're rebounding the ball, it's hard to stop us.
And y'all made 9 threes in that second quarter. There were a bunch of games last year y'all didn't make 9 for the whole game. What did you see? Whatever you seen, just the way y'all have progressed, being able to shoot the ball this year.
Yeah, no, it's just an emphasis, really. Coach Borrego came in and he was saying we need to get a lot of threes up, and it just helps our offense. We got up 34. We still didn't even make our goal. Normally want to get up 43s, but it still was a very productive night. When you make 16 or 34, it's not really much you can do as the opposing team. I'm about to say I hit almost every single point. So
You did. I had to switch it up because you hit so many points.
I should we gotta go.
All right, Trey Murphy, y'all. Trey Murphy dropping a little science there. Trey Murphy. Boy, that kid can shoot, man. Trigger Trey Murphy. AD called him
Logo Trey.
Logo Trey. How about that one, man? So, man, that was good to hear from him, man, and how he did, man. Boy, we got something going on good right here with the Pelicans, man. We just need to stay healthy and keep on pushing on through here, fam. So I'm gonna let Lex and DC give their parting shots before we get ready to leave. But one of the family members mentioned an arena, man. Kevin XQ did. You heard about KC and I can't believe Washington trying to give that sorry ass team whatever. But it's time
about moving them.
They trying to
move
them to Virginia.
Oh well, moving them to Virginia. Do you think that'll help them win? But anyway, I just think that Washington is a dumpster fire. They've been a dumpster fire for a long time, man. So just bad ownership. But the Smoothie King Center, is it time to build a new center? Build a Smoothie King Center. It's not gonna happen, fam. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you right now. The Pelicans haven't really done a damn thing to earn that building.
We are below the NBA's guidelines or what they
NBA
recommended?
better NBA better come and build that arena by their damn self. I'm telling you how it is down here. They're not going to build.
Well, the question would be, if you're saying that, what would be the discipline or the ramifications for not fulfilling those guidelines of an arena? Will the NBA step in
The
and
NBA
enforce something upon the Pels?
No, what I think would happen is if the NBA does have an ability to be able to help finance or get something going to help file. But in terms of what the city and the finances of the city right now, we just dumped $300-400 million in the Superdome right next door to build up that. And then if a lot of that money that they was using on the dome, they used some of it to build and help put together the Smoothie King Center. The Smoothie King Center got a lot of money dumped into it after Katrina too. Both those buildings did. But for them to say we want a brand new building, man, that's not going to happen unless the team is doing something very spectacular to get that through. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. Look at it like this, remember, and each one of these arena situations differ. Golden State got that arena in San Francisco, right? They were playing out of Oakland in the college. What was it? I forgot which the name of the building, but they were playing out of Oakland. They got a brand new billion-dollar arena that they put in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
What did they do to get that building put over there?
Got chips.
They got how many chips, Lex? Before they upped that building.
Nimi Hakat.
Okay, come on with it. So that's what I'm saying.
Look, I'm just keeping it real. They got it in every language but 4.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes down to it, that's what's got to happen. We're not going to build and listen, we're not talking about a $500 million building. These arenas now are averaging 800 million plus. Some of them estimated in the billions. In a billion-dollar arenas, NBA arenas. So for them to want to compete at that level, remember, they got contracts tied to the city too, so they can't just break off and run whatever they're doing. They got all these fantastic lease agreements where the Pelicans don't even pay rent on the arena or on the Superdome. Gail Benson, they don't pay no rent on that, and then the utilities is covered by the people. So they got a sweetheart of a deal. So if they want to bring, if they got a brand new arena that they want, man, they got to do a lot more than what they're doing right now to get it done. I'm just keeping it a buck. But go ahead. I'm gonna let Lex, you want to chime in on Trey and the arena talk, and then DC, and then we'll kind of cut and run.
Yeah, well, I just want to say, and then you got the Clippers owner, making a new arena for them.
Yes,
what
right.
did they accomplish? I mean,
you read my mind, Lex.
I think it depends on
that guy, Lex. That guy is a super billionaire. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother.
I'm just saying, but they haven't earned anything, any chips or anything. But obviously he's got the bread, so the situation is different.
He's buying the arena though. He bought the land for the arena, and he's funding that project. The majority of the money for that particular arena is coming out of Bauer's pocket. That's coming from him. He bought the land, so a lot. That's like on the Jerry Jones model. Like a lot, that arena is something that he will bank out on, like Jerry does down there in Arlington with that arena. So I mean, this is something that they want the taxpayers to fund the majority of. If Gail wants to take that money and build that arena and put $1 billion arena somewhere down there, hey, go for what you know, sweetheart. But at the end of the day, when you come calling for the taxpayers, they're gonna want a bigger reason than what they currently give us. But I'm sorry I cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, just the situation is totally different. Obviously, the people usually pay for the arena, and that's in most cases. Even if I think I don't necessarily know the Warrior situation, but he does have a lot of money, but the Clippers, they haven't won anything. But I do understand, like, he does have a lot of money and he's coming out of pocket with that. So I just think it depends on the situation of the owner and the community and then the market as well. So
all right, DC, you want to chime in on that, bro? Because that we start talking that arena talk and that economics behind sports, man. When they come, and you're right, Lex. when they come a knocking and talking that arena talk, they start having their little shields in the press start leaking there. Or the Smoothie King Center had a hole in the roof. We might have to consider building a whole new building. Parking lot small. We might have to consider.
Who put the hole in the roof, Hugh?
I'm just saying, bro. They come out with these little
I
leaky
mean,
stories, man. You know how they
these
do it.
buildings
Right,
don't
right. And the hole magically got in the roof. You know, sometimes it was intentionally.
You need a new arena.
You gotta think when you own a house, you gotta, continue to work on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, none of this stuff lasts forever if you don't put, some type of investment in it and upkeep it. So
That is definitely
yeah.
true, but I think it's just a matter of time. We see the writing on the wall, whether we want it or not, whether we want it to be done with our tax dollars or not. Did we have any say over what they did with the Superdome? Nope. And for the price of the Superdome, the money that come out of our pockets, how much of that are we paying versus what Gail's paying? Is it 50-50? Is it 80-20? Would they do the same thing with the arena? They're definitely going to want to switch the location. There's a lot of talk of them looking at the put it over there by the Riverwalk. You got that big old empty space that they believe is perfect for the arena.
Yeah.
Plenty of articles was wrote on that years ago. And at some point, man, whether it's the end of this year or whatever, maybe they're trying to wait, hopefully, for the Pels to win a championship so it'll smooth over easier with the people, because nobody wants to take a bunch of money that we need to put on other things such as the roads and the schools and our education system, because both of those things suck here, and dump it into an arena. But we know the nature of things, and it's just a matter of time before it happens. I don't see it happening as soon as next year, but I say the next 2 to 3 years. I think they definitely will do it. Those mandates from the NBA will make it easier, or another excuse. Maybe we get, like you said, another magical hole in the roof. They had the Smoothie King letters blanked out. They had letters missing and not lit up for the longest, looking all ghetto and project. So they obviously haven't been putting money into that arena. It hasn't been a ton of renovations. I don't think they have a desire to renovate it. That's why they're not putting any money into it. They want to clear that out and make it something else. I don't know what, but maybe it just be more parking for the Superdome. But they definitely want to try and distance the Pelicans away from the Saints, and both of them have their own identity. And I think the final step, or the last infinity stone to put in the what do you call the thing he has on his hands? The gauntlet? I don't know.
There you
Well,
go.
gauntlet. Yeah, to put in the gauntlet is to have the Pels have their own arena, come from up under their big brothers, the Saints, and have their own space. Whether we want it or not, man, it's happening. So I ain't happy about it. I don't think nobody here is, because I don't really think it's necessary, especially not now, until the team is generating that type of revenue where it could pay for its own arena, a la the Warriors. That's the perfect blueprint for it. Franchise went from being worth what 200-300 million dollars. I think Gilbert Arenas and them on their podcast, I listened to something on there and they were talking about it. To them having Steph and winning those rings, now they worth 8 or 9 billion. But yeah, go ahead and make an arena.
Yeah. I think they're either number one or number two as far as revenue.
They're definitely probably number one right now. The Lakers or the Celtics, one of them can't be too far.
And the Knicks are above them.
Knicks too. The Knicks are above. They're above the Warriors.
No, I don't know if they're above the Warriors, but I know they're above Boston.
Really?
Yeah, Knicks. I mean, the
insane.
Knicks is Madison Square Garden ain't nothing to sleep on.
They ain't won nothing, no, Lex.
I mean, but it's again the market.
It's the
That's
market.
what I was saying. It's the market. The market is strong. The history of Madison Square Garden that goes beyond just basketball. I mean, you're talking about
Mecca.
Yeah, I mean it's it's like a monument. You know what I'm saying? That's like the Eiffel Tower or something. That's big time. And then the Celtics and Lakers are going to be up there. There's so much history. I mean, they got a lot of championships.
Right.
They got a lot of, legends, Hall of Famers that came from those organizations. The battles that they had against each other, that's something that's contributed to them. And then Boston and LA, they just huge markets, man.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how they deal with it, man, because DC, you're absolutely right. The War Lumber site is something that Tom Benson wanted to build, an open air stadium. But see, this is the weird thing about the whole Superdome renovation thing. The Saints were on their way out of town. Everybody was fed up with them. They were stinking up the joint. Tom Benson was in conflict with the city and the family members that were supporting the team. What saved the Saints in the Superdome was Katrina. Nature stepped in and destroyed that building, pulled the roof off it, and destroyed the arena too. So what they did was that gave them the perfect opportunity to strip it down and build it the way they want to. And now currently they just finished another leg. I think this is the final leg. They might have one more left of renovations to the dome.
They got one more, brother. It
And
ain't totally done.
So they got one more left, and then of course there is and then the arena got its renovations too. They put a whole new whole little design outside the arena. They put that big big lit sign, the big light sign up on there. They did all this other stuff too. So they did some renovations to it, but they can't, from what I understand how the building was designed, it was just simply a arena at the time that was built to lure an NBA team in. We tried to steal the Timberwolves way back in the day. That was the first move that the city tried to do, and then they were going to make them play, and I forgot where they was going to have them play, and Stern says no. So later on, Edwin Edwards came up with the idea. He had two big plans he wanted to do, the former governor. He wanted to put a casino at the foot of Canal Street, and he wanted to put an arena there, in which he said he was going to use that to attract a basketball team. Well, he was absolutely right.
They got their casino.
He got the casino, and he also got the basketball team. And the arena was nothing special. It was just something that they built to lure the team, and it was as regular as any regular professional basketball building. But now they want something else because everybody else is moving to billion-dollar stadiums. My thing is this, like you astutely mentioned, I don't know how they're going to pull that off if they're not winning. And if the team is failing, people are not going to then donate revenue to a brand new damn building when you got streets that's driving around the Superdome that's tore up and all of the other stuff. But then again, like you said, depends on where people priorities are too.
Well, where's the city putting that money then?
Yeah, it's not the people's decision, Big
The
Q.
city, they should always keep them roads right.
Yes, but that's
we don't get the vote. We don't get the vote on. We didn't vote on the Superdome. We don't. It's the people we put in place.
They alienate the community.
That was an emergency situation that helping with those buildings. That was
no. With the new renovations with the Saints was not an emergency.
No. That's part of the Katrina revenue. DC.
So you saying that money is old money?
That's old money that happened because the building was destroyed. They couldn't do the renovations at the same time. They had to cut them up in legs, in phases.
I got you.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you got the renovated arena in the Superdome because of Katrina. Now that's a once in a lifetime type of storm. Now, unless there is another Katrina that magically pops up out of nowhere, I don't see how they're going to be able to pull off $1 billion arena down there near the convention center because they got the land sitting there freshly waiting for them. I just don't see how you're gonna do that with the team not even making the playoffs or not even a contender nowhere in the NBA currently.
What would the team need to do for them to realistically be able to do that? They have to win a championship, or do they just need to have a couple of deep playoff runs?
They gotta win.
Acceptable.
They gotta establish themselves as a dominant NBA team. That's what has to happen. They have to be a team that's a dominant team that's in the mix to win. Even if they don't win, they're in the mix.
The Milwaukee Bucks before they won their ring, basically.
Yes, they got to be in the discussion. DC, they got to be in the discussion. There's the Pelicans up there with the top 2, 3. And they have to be a dominant team to get that. Who gonna
Pelicans right now are like a borderline playing team. I mean, they really have to establish themselves as a winning organization. Because this is a small market team, they have to do that. I mean, and I don't know how everything works in New Orleans, but I mean, the thing is that that's one thing for a small market team that really does help you out. Like you have to convince the community, convince the investors, convince the owner that, hey, this team is worth to really make that huge investment in. And it's not going to be in vain. People want to see a return. Look at the fans as far as how long, the fans have waited for this team to be a reputable team, and it still hasn't arrived yet. You can't be a borderline playing team and think you're going to get a new arena. You can't have
Exactly.
losing seasons. I mean, the first winning season, like in the last, 4 years or 5 years, it was last season. The rest of them have been losing seasons. Even the season where the team went into the playoffs, they still had a losing record.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to change that narrative in order to really convince the community, convince the investors and the owner that, hey, we need some new stuff. We need upgrades. We need to really step it up. Because the thing is, it's like, just like with the luxury tax. It's like right now, like Gail's paying over the luxury tax, but is it really worth it? I mean, look where the team is right now. The team's record should be way better than what it
Well,
is.
actually, she's not on the hook for the luxury tax until like after the season. So as long as they get under the cap before
Okay.
the official league year of I think next season starts, she won't have to pay any luxury taxes.
Okay. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, the thing is that
Point
that
taken. Point
investment,
taken.
yeah, the investment is not, worth it if there's no return. And that's just business, because that's what they thinking. A lot of times, a lot of owners are like, look, I'm just more concerned about butts being in the seats. That's their thought process because they're thinking about just the money. They're not really thinking about winning. Now, if the winning is equating to the money coming in, well, it works out for everybody. But if you're able to fill those seats, put butts in those seats, they're good. That's how a lot of them usually think. So I mean, it just the worth has to be there. This team's got to really step it up. I mean, it's easy for the Saints to say that with the Saints because they've won a championship. You know what I'm saying? Like when Drew was here. So I mean, they got that under their belt. That's in the history books. So they just got to step it up. That's it. I mean, they step it up in a big way. Hey man, things can change in the season if you win a championship this year. You never know how it can change.
Yeah, I agree. Y'all, that's great points, man. Shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all slipping that little arena point in there on the back end of the stream, man. Like, and they want to know about viability. While y'all was talking, I did some research on it, and they talking about the lower bowl section of the arena is the smallest in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you better be lucky you got the goddamn building. You got what we got. You need to fill it up.
Be happy we got a lower bowl. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, you just fill the damn thing up. That's what you do.
And
let
they got a
us
lot of
know.
seats. How many? What's the capacity? Because
Uh,
isn't it the lowest capacity in the league compared to all arenas?
I don't.
I believe so. I think
Is it?
she's
I
yeah.
thought
I think
somebody
she's
said.
Yeah,
correct. I mean, if you start lining up the teams and
I think it's like
especially with
16.
OKC and Washington about to get new arenas, if we weren't the least, we definitely will be.
I mean, the NBA could now listen. The NBA could step in here too. They got money. They can do. The NFL did that with Green Bay. They did that with several other teams. Helped them, with arena costs or did whatever they need to do to help them. And of course, like even with the NBA, once they get this contract, this revenue agreement done, this agreement, this television deal or whatever they got coming up soon. After they get that solved, they're looking at a huge leap in revenue. And then on top of that, on the back end of that, they talking expansion. So behind that, the two expansion markets obviously are already set with Las Vegas and Seattle. So ultimately, if you span into the future, you could very well be a East Conference team in the end. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the
Yeah.
horizon in terms of what's going on with the NBA. that big deal we just talked about, and then they're going to definitely expand by 2 more teams. Seattle, they're going to give them the Sonics back, and Las Vegas is going to get the team. That's what all this in-season tournament junk is with Las Vegas. It's crazy how it is. Silva is like totally different than what Stern was. Stern didn't want nothing to do with Las Vegas. He didn't like the air or the smell of Las Vegas around his NBA. Silva took him right to
Maybe he didn't like the mob, kid.
I mean, dude, he took them right to Las Vegas, man. And just like with everybody, Las Vegas is now they have a pro basketball team, which is, Aja Wilson? That's one of my favorite basketball players, female basketball players. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And
She's cold.
then you got them, they got the Raiders over there, and then they got T-Mobile Arena, which is where the new NBA team is going to play. So yeah, expansion by 2. And like I said, just a little brief span. But anyway,
with that happening, this team really needs to step it up, man. I mean, you can't have new team. Look, other teams around the league getting new arenas and then new expansion teams, and they already a step ahead of you.
It's gonna change. The pressure's on them, though.
It's gonna have to change
because
at
I think
point.
the Pels do have the lowest capacity. So even if the arena is packed, it still doesn't amount to any other other of the arenas that are full to capacity. Because it's like 16,000 or and some change. I don't know, something like that. But that's not good, man. I mean, they got to change that. I don't know who it is, but everybody. But first, it starts with the players, the team. They got to change that, man.
Man, you like I said, the economics behind it. That's what I do when I look at these teams with Gail. When you talk about the Pelicans and then what they got, the ownership over the Saints, over the Pelicans, the G League squad that they got operating right there, the land that they own where they had the Baby Cake semi-pro team operating. They owned all that, so they were generating revenue there. And I'm just talking sports. I'm not even talking about the rest of the money they're getting in terms of all of the signage on the side of the practice facilities, the signage on the naming rights on top of the dome in the arena. Each one of those buildings they don't own. Plus, on top of that, you got all the other stuff that's coming that I can't even talk about. There's so much other stuff that talk about that, how the Saints are getting bread right now in terms of talking about getting more and more revenue. Man, listen, the NBA can step up and they can do this. They can operate and help Gail finagle a deal to be able to put it together where it don't hit the taxpayers hard.
You know what?
That's what they do.
That also made me think. Hold on, I'm trying to think of his name. I just had it. Garrett. He a big dude. He plays for Cleveland.
Well, Miles Garrett.
Browns. Miles Garrett. Is that his name?
Yeah, Miles.
Yeah. Okay, so he like has some stake with the Cavaliers.
Right.
And I mentioned that because it would be interesting because I'm starting to see a lot of players, put in some type of investment in, in the team. But I wonder if that's something that Drew Brees ever thought about, because that would be great, to have, ex-players that have played for, in the city to actually put up something, you know what I'm saying? An investment or help out in that regards, because you see other players doing it. They actually had a list of people who are starting to do that type stuff. But
well, would Gail be open to selling a percentage of the team for a player to be able to do that? Because I don't think they would just do it without being able to benefit.
I mean, I don't know how it all works. I mean, I think there's different ways. I mean, especially if it's an arena, but I don't know. I just know it's something that other, players, they're actually like doing stuff like that. So, I mean, it's something to help. If she's not willing to do it, obviously, the team needs help, man. I mean, it's the lowest in the whole league right now,
If she opened her purse for Dennis Allen, then maybe she would do it.
I'm just putting out, different ideas, because there are ways to do it, but it's got to be a willing effort, and everybody man, we need the the city needs this and the team needs this, man. I mean, you can't let the other teams like just catapult and then add expansion teams and they already have a step ahead of you and you're still at the bottom in that department. That just don't make no sense.
Yeah, they got well, winning cures everything in the sports world. That's what you got to do. You got to win. You win, it'll take care of that small ass building. You win, and there's a lot of stuff they also can do too to clean up, like fix these damn leaky, sneaky ass contracts you got with ineffective companies like Bally Sports. Find a better.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
That's where
Yeah,
they're losing out on money too. They're supposed to be
they
reworking.
got a lot of work to do, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We
Hey,
It's
you
like,
gotta
come
fight to
on.
watch your team.
That's
Like
what I'm
just
saying. You know how much money you missing out on by how that works. They missing on a lot. Are missing out on a lot of money in
and
terms
that's
of
crazy. It's like,
gotta
what are
get that
y'all
television.
doing?
They got to get that together, Lex. That's what I'm saying. That's a whole new. We talking about a finite amount of people in the building. But if you can make tens of millions of dollars with your viewing public if you have everything set up in your region, right, where they can be able to actually watch the games. So I mean, in the end, they got a lot of stuff that they got to clean up, man, as opposed to dealing with this ridiculous garbage time, terrible Bally situation that's happening. That's horrible, man. They don't even have the correct technology where you can even
Yeah.
watch the games without the damn thing going in and out. I have to reset the thing 5 times. That's ridiculous, man. So I mean,
Really,
that's
it sounds
totally
like people are stealing money, man. Because
that's totally
a lot
unprofessional.
of times when stuff like this is happening, somebody's behind the scenes just raking in
Like
the
the
money
thing,
and taking from the whole community. I mean, it's really sad
Well, we
that's
know
like,
that's the
it's
case, but
happening.
you see, that's like them goddamn McDonald's ice cream machines, bro. They stay damn ice cream machines. Stay broke, bro. And then they got the
Oh goodness
Hey,
gracious!
I'm telling you,
brother,
they got this dude online. Somebody sent me a link for this
Say it
dude.
in your gentry voice. And DC, you
it's a
say it in
goddamn
your
dumpster fire.
You already knew.
Bruh. If Q, you know it's bad when I
bad.
could go pay the illegal cable man and get better reception of the game than the actual damn app
For real, dude.
for the game. So basically what we got a company that is moonlighting as a real company to cover the game, and they basically ain't nothing but illegal cable people with a certificate. And they
Dude.
stealing money.
Right. How
I think they
y'all
on the same feed as the people who bootlegging the games. They
terrible?
running off the same feed.
But that has to be, and that's what I'm saying. That right there, that has to be fixed. They want to fix that before you come to us and ask us for a new arena, because you're missing out on a lot of money just in that market. Like, a lot of emphasis is put on the building. That's a finite bill. It's a certain amount of people that you're gonna be able to get down there to eat the buy you $20 nachos or spend on the high ass merchandise that you got down there. But in the end, if you're missing out on triple the amount of money with these television deals that you got going on. So they're working behind the scenes. They're talking about 10 games that they're supposed to view on regular television. They're trying to make a deal with Channel 8, I think, down here to do at least 10 of the games because of what's going on with the Bally's thing. But I think this is the last year. But yeah, that needs to be cleaned up, and they need to be able to have it set where they have a regional situation that's a lot more reliable than the garbage that Bally Sports represents. It's a total flawed product. It's ridiculous. It's sad, and it's shameful. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I'm about to go jump on the coma. Listen, I appreciate everybody for joining us for this episode of the Pelican Post Game Report, despite the fact that we got economical toward the back end of the broadcast.
I got one question, Q. It's actually a sports coma question though.
All right, DC, you want action on the sports coma? I mean,
I gotta get up out of here. Just
okay,
like you.
go ahead, DC. Go ahead. You got it, fella. You got it. You got the flow.
Is it true that an inside source came out and said, no matter what happens, the Saints will not fire Dennis Allen?
I don't know nothing.
Tune in on the next episode of Sports Coma.
DC, hey, listen, man, that ain't up to them. I'm telling you, you got to listen to the people, man. This is all driven by the supporters. It is a totally 100% supporter driven thing. If you don't have
Luma said a lot of those people who said that they don't really watch the game correctly, or they don't know what they're watching.
Mickey Loomis is at the first stage of dementia. He don't know what's going on. So anyway, like I said, man, we
quite frankly, they don't know what they're looking at. I don't know why I would try to do it. I know you.
I don't understand what the hell they talking about over there. I mean, Dennis is my guy. I stand with Dennis. So I mean, it's just sad. But if that is indeed the case, I don't believe that for a second, because we understand and know they got 4 games to win. If that guy don't get this team it's as simple as this. If he don't get them to the playoffs in 4 games, he's gone. Bottom line, if he gets them there, he saves his job for another year. If they don't get there, he's gone. There's nothing Mickey Loomis could do to save him from that. Nothing. He knows it too. So I mean, and that's word on what's going on. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Listen, I appreciate all y'all for chiming in on this thing. Much love to all of y'all, man. We got a fantastic win tonight. 20-point win over the Washington Wizards. I love the title. The Pelicans made the Washington Wizards disappear, baby. Disappear in the win as we move on. We got to bring our bug spray to Charlotte because we got some insects to spray down. There you go. So anyway, with that,
get some triazicide.
You go. So
I'm sorry. get rid of the moles and the voles as well.
Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. So we're gonna holler at y'all on the next episode, Pelican Postgame Report. We'll be back to recap the Pelicans win over the Hornets on Friday, man. So much love and go Pels.
Go Pels. Peace, y'all.
Show us the edge. The chip on the shoulders, the fight and the passion that comes from within. Whoa. Try to win on every level. Yeah. Expectations high. Gotta show them you can fly. Play harder, better, smarter. Baby, put the league on notice. Show me the edge, play with the edge, show me the edge, play with the edge, show me the edge, show me the edge, yeah. Whoa, then see the walk of shame enough. Wanna see the walk of winning, time to come up and bring out the apple. Don't every play, every possession. How bad you want it, love, do you want it all? This ain't a letter of love, built for something greater. Attacking all obstacles, coming for the ring, my precious. You got the juice, the will, the heart, the fire. Show them the proof, show them the it shall be done. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, show me the edge,
You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network. For all things Pelicans.
Right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.